Marc Márquez is set to make a thrilling comeback to the factory Ducati MotoGP team for the 2025 season, marking a new chapter in his already illustrious career. After a 5-year break since his last World Championship title, Márquez is ready to re-enter the spotlight with a bang. A setback in his career came with a crash at the 2020 Spanish Grand Prix, where he suffered a severe arm fracture, followed by Honda's drastically declining performance. Márquez's decision to ride a 1-year-old Ducati at Gresini Racing in 2024 was a strategic move to assess his competitive edge. His decision proved to be a wise one, as Ducati saw his potential and chose to promote him to the factory team in 2025. While Ducati may have lost Jorge Martin to Aprilia and Pramac to Yamaha, and Marco Bezzecchi and Enea Bastianini to Aprilia and KTM, Márquez's determination and success have shown the strength of his character and his ability to overcome challenges. While there were some bumps in the road, both Marquez and Francesco Bagnaia have been working well together. The VR46 camp was a bit unhappy with Ducati's decision to reverse course last summer, but that's just part of the adventure. As 2025 approaches, Márquez is ready to tackle 5 major hurdles at the factory Ducati team this year. The best version of Francesco Bagnaia. The best version is how Martin describes Bagnaia at the end of the 2024 season, and for good reason. The 2-time world champion dominated with 11 Grand Prix wins, narrowly missing out on the title by just 10 points despite a few missed finishes. In the modern era, only legendary riders like Valentino Rossi, Marquez, Jorge Lorenzo, and Casey Stoner have achieved this level of success. Bagnaia recognizes the mistakes he made and how costly they were. Had he corrected those mistakes in 2025, his speed would have been unquestionable. Marquez and Bagnaia have only ever fought one duel for victory as Ducati factory partners, setting the stage for an epic showdown in the future. That was at last year's Spanish Grand Prix, where Bagnaia emerged victorious. They had already collided in the second round in Portugal, setting the stage for an exciting showdown. This history makes the prospect of a race between these two riders in 2025 particularly thrilling. With the incredible achievements of the aging GP23, many people, including former crew chief Frankie Carchedi, are convinced that Marquez will triumph in 2025. But let's be real. Bagnaia is going to be the toughest challenge Marquez has ever faced as a teammate. Everyone have higher expectations. Marc Márquez's performances always grab the spotlight. When he moved up to Gresini Ducati in the postseason tests in 2023, he was expected to win again straight away. Márquez dismissed those expectations, and he was right. Although he felt that his adaptation to Honda's Desmosedici was complete at the Spanish GP, there was one major change for 2024. The impact of which no one could have predicted: Michelin's new rear tire. But that won't be a problem in 2025, given that Ducati was able to adapt to the rear tire quickly. This is a testament to the many unknowns that come with each new year. Márquez hasn't fought for the title since 2019, but he's still got a shot. He's faced this situation before, and he's always risen to the challenge. Bagnaia's performance was impressive, but Márquez's resilience is unmatched. His career may be nearing its end, but he's still got some fire left in him. As 2020 showed, anything is possible. As the season progresses, the chances of him winning more titles diminish, which is something Márquez has never faced before. New crew chief. For the 3rd year in a row, Márquez has teamed up with a fresh crew chief, marking a new adventure in his partnership with the sport. He left Santi Hernandez at Honda when he moved to Ducati, and has since joined forces with Joan Mir's former crew chief Frankie Carchedi. The dynamic between Márquez and Carchedi is off to a great start, and it's clear they're working well together. They're both focused on resolving any issues that pop up on the weekends, and their connection is growing stronger with each race. Ducati clearly saw the benefit of this change, and it will be exciting to see how Marquez and Carchedi work together to achieve their goals. Marco Rigamonti is a valuable asset. With experience working with Enea Bastianini, Johan Zarco, and Andrea Iannone. While the relationship between rider and crew chief is often challenging, it's great to see these two teams working well together. There's a lot more involved than just the technician's skills. It will be another exciting adaptation process for Marquez, just like having a full factory crew around him again. Jorge Martin revenge on Ducati. Well, this one might seem like a no-brainer, but Marquez managed to edge out Jorge Martin for the factory seat, and that is something he will now have to fight to prove. Ducati made a calculated decision to go with Marquez for 2025, knowing Martin had the potential to be a world champion in 2024. While it's true that Martin will be racing on an Aprilia bike that will likely wear the number 1, that's just another challenge to tackle. There's a strong sense that Martin won't be a problem for Marquez this year. Aprilia showed their resilience with a strong second-half comeback last season, and they're entering 2025 with a fresh rider lineup and a new technical director. If Aprilia soars in 2025 and Martin adapts quickly, it'll be thrilling to see how Marquez responds to Ducati's decision. By 2024, Martin and Bagnaia are poised to take the lead, especially in the latter stages of the season, over the other riders on the factory Ducati team. Martin, in the right situation, is set to be unstoppable, which will put added pressure on Marquez. Revive old rivalry. Marquez's entry into the factory Ducati squad signals the revival of an old rivalry with his former rival Valentino Rossi. The MotoGP legend is not going to sit idly by with Ducati's decision. In an interview with L'Equipe in 2024, Rossi said that he didn't understand Ducati's decision to favor Marquez over Martin. In Andrea Migno's podcast, he again brought up the conspiracy theory of losing the 2015 title. Marquez took it all in his stride, while Bagnaia tried to keep his cool and stay out of it. Rossi has made it clear that he will reduce his commitment to racing in 2025. He has signed up again as a BMW rider, although his racing schedule is yet to be determined. One of the reasons he cited for reducing his activities in the world of auto racing is so that he can spend more time in MotoGP races. He's looking forward to working more with his academy riders, but it's interesting that he wants to do this when his rival is entering the Ducati fold. Marquez is likely to face some psychological warfare from the Rossi camp, especially if there's tension on the track between him and Bagnaia in 2025.